friends! I'm back to share another exciting chapter of Treasure Island, written by Robert Louis Stevenson. Today we're going to be reading chapter 10, but if you recall from the end of chapter 9, Jim had made a deal with Long John Silver to be kind of friends or friendly, meaning they would take care of each other if they got into a tight situation with the other pirates. So, they're embarking on an adventure to find the treasure on Treasure Island. So sit back, find your comfy spot, and get ready to be a listener. Chapter 10, Flint's Treasure. The next morning, Dr. Livesey came to the fort. He was carrying a flag of truce. Remember, the white flag means peace, truce, I don't want to fight. By now, several of the pirates were very sick, and even though they were his enemies, Dr. Livesey was still a doctor, and he had brought medicine to help take care of them. That is a doctor's oath. Every doctor, it's their job always, no matter how they feel about someone, to take care of someone if they're in need and to save a life. I needed to talk to the doctor alone. Long John decided to let me, but he gave me my word, he made me give my word of honor that I wouldn't try to run away. So, Jim, you've joined the pirates now, said the doctor. I have not, I answered. I explained how the pirates had captured me, and I also told him where I had hidden the ship, the Hispaniola. The ship is safe! Dr. Livesey was so delighted. You've saved us at every turn, Jim, he said. The doctor wanted us to make a run for it right then, but I knew that we'd never get away. The pirates would shoot us down. Besides, I had made a promise to Long John, and he might be a pirate and a liar, but I was not. I would not go against my word of honor. Good for Jim. Before the doctor left, he gave Long John a warning. I wouldn't go near that treasure if I were you, he said. You might run into some trouble. Of course, the pirates paid no attention. I could see that none of them ever thought ahead. The little fort was a mess. When the pirates cooked breakfast, they made more food than they could possibly eat, and what they didn't finish, they just threw into the fire. And at that rate, it wouldn't take them long to use up all their supplies. After breakfast, the men were ready to go hunting for treasure. Long John decided to take me with them. He tied a rope around my waist. He held the other end of the rope in his mouth. We'll use Jim here as a hostage, he told the others. Once we have the treasure, he'll get his share. I knew what my share would be. I believed in keeping my promises, but Long John did not. It sounds like he probably doesn't trust Long John as much as Long John could probably trust Jim. Once the men had found the treasure, they wouldn't be angry with him anymore. Then they meant to let them kill me. Down on the beach, we found the lifeboats that the pirates had taken over. We got in one of them and we rowed to the spot marked on the map. Remember, there's 3 X's. Then we climbed the flat-topped hill called Spyglass. So this is where they're going. This is Spyglass Hill, so I'm thinking it's this X right here. That's where the treasure is supposed to be buried. Remember, the bulk of the treasure. The map said to look for a tall tree, but there was a lot of tall trees, so which one, right? While we were looking around, one of the pirates gave a shout, and at the foot of one very tall tree, there was a skeleton. The skeleton was laid out straight in a line, so that the arm bones seemed to be pointing at something. Long John checked in the direction with his compass. The arms pointed east, south, east, by east. By thunder, said Long John. We found Captain Flint's pointer, meaning the skeleton must be the pointer, pointing in the direction of where they need to start their markers. This is one of the sailors who had helped him bury the treasure. Flint was just so evil that just thinking about him made the pirates nervous. Captain Flint is an evil man, so I'm wondering if this is a trick. I think I'd be pretty nervous if I stumbled across a skeleton. It's lucky that Flint is dead, Long John added. If he knew that we'd come for his treasure, this would be a hot spot for us. A hot spot, not meaning like temperature hot, meaning like dangerous hot. Aye, he's dead, agreed one of the pirates. But he died bad. If ever a spirit walked, it would be Flint. When he says, he died bad, that means he kind of died a bad man, so he just kind of has an evil spirit, and that would not be a spirit that you'd want to encounter. The pirates started to pace off the distance marked on the map. That means they're walking the paces that were marked on the map. Then all of a sudden, we heard a faint singing coming from one of the trees behind us. 15 men on a dead man's chest, yo-ho-ho, and a bottle of rum. The pirates stopped in their tracks. It's Flint, one of them cried. It's Flint's ghost. Come, lads, said Long John. Someone's playing a trick on us. But the voice started up again, thin and high. Darby McGraw. It sang out, go fetch the rum. That fixes it, gasped another of the pirates. Those are Flint's last words. No one could know that but his crew, and we're the only 6 ones left alive. I never heard a ghost with an echo, said Long John. Besides, I know that voice. That's Ben Gunn. The pirates had thought Ben Gunn was dead too, but still, they cheered up. I never was afraid of Ben Gunn alive, said one, so I'm not afraid of him if he's dead. Meaning they think maybe it's Ben Gunn's ghost. So they kept on pacing off the distance to the treasure. But when they came to the spot by the red X on the map, they started to groan and shout. All that was left was a big hole in the ground. There was no gold. Someone had already dug it up. The pirates were furious. They were ready to shoot me and Long John right there. Quickly, Long John passed me one of his pistols, and this time I was sure my life was over. The odds were 5 against 2. Crack, crack, crack! 3 shots rang out. I looked at Long John. He was still standing, and so was I. Neither of us had fired a shot, but 2 of the pirates had fallen into the empty hole. The other 3 turned and ran away as fast as they could. Just then, Ben Gunn came running out of the woods, and with him were the doctor, the squire, and Mr. Gray, and I knew then that I was safe at last. And that, my friends, is the end of chapter 10. Tune in next time for the very last chapter of Treasure Island, chapter 11. Bye, thanks for being listeners.